Hi Diamonds, how are you? Welcome to Diamond TV or Fee TV, however you want to call it. So we're back with CPR. So last week you did CPR on the adult. This week you're going to learn about CPR with the baby, which is slightly different. Now there are different versions of this out there. There's a version where you will do the technical abilities and the technical sequence, and there's a version for people who don't have the opportunity to practice. I'm going to deliver the version for people that don't necessarily have the opportunity to practice. So it's a basic version, it's based on the adult sequence, but just be aware there is another version out there which people on extended courses of learning are picking up and practicing. So if you want that information, just drop us a comment, give us some feedback, and I'm happy to do that version also. But here you go, we're going to rescue the baby. Same as the adult, check for danger first. So that's the very first thing you're going to do. You're going to look around, check for danger. Yes, it's a baby. Babies aren't going to get up and chase you up the road or bite you, but the baby's in trouble. How did it get into trouble? Something dangerous happened maybe. So you're looking around, checking for danger. If there is danger, remember, your job, pick up the phone, call for help. If there's limited or no danger, then you've got your PPE on. If you're at work, if you're out and about, then you won't have PPE. But you'll try to do things as hygienically as possible. You've checked around and you've got PPE on, hopefully gloves, face covering, apron, and you're talking to the baby. Just say hello. Some people will coach you that you're going to do this, or you're going to clap your hand. Babies respond to the human voice, that's how they bond socially. Hello is fine. Or you can use the noises that people typically make when they're talking to a baby, whether that's goo goo gaga or some other version. It's up to you. Do a verbal check. See if baby is responding by moving its head or moving its eyes. That's how babies investigate noise. They move their eyes or they move their head to locate the noise and see what's going on and see where it's coming from. So that's what you're looking for. Now, if baby's not responding to that, you can approach the baby and you can put your finger in its hand. We're looking for a grasp reflex. So it's one of the reflexes that are known for babies. When you put your finger in baby's hand, it will grip. See if the grip is there. If it's not there, then the outcome or conclusion is that the baby is unconscious. What we're going to do next is manage the airways. Remember, with adult we did head tilt, chin lift. We're not going to do chin lift with the baby, we're just going to do a tiny head tilt. The breathing check becomes easy. We can just use the back of our hand and check for breathing. Remember, in this sequence it's still important to say, my name is, I'm a first aider. Not for the baby, baby's not going to understand obviously. The bystanders will understand that you are a first aider and you're trying to help the baby and there's no malicious intent involved. And maybe calling for help in the first place because it's a vulnerable situation and a vulnerable person, then you may well get a immediate response and you can do your checks as you go along. So a slight variation from the adult sequence. So we're doing a breathing check for 10 seconds. Okay. And we're not detecting breathing, or we're not sure, or breathing is too slow. What we're going to do is we're going to, in the adult sequence, you call for an ambulance. In the advanced sequence it's different, but you're going to call for an ambulance, and then as you're doing that, you can have the ambulance on speakerphone. It's 2 fingers between the nipples and then 30 compressions. So you're going a third of the chest depth. You're aiming for a rate of about 100 to 120 per minute. So you'll do 30 compressions and then you're going to do 2 breaths if you've got face shield or face covering. So you've got face shield, you can put your mouth over the mouth and nose and do 1 breath, take your mouth off and do a 2nd breath. You then repeat this continuously until help arrives. You're too tired, a doctor pronounces the baby dead. Other trained people take over. Defibrillator not necessarily effective for use with a baby unless you have training and the correct defibrillator pads. So you can't stick the adult defibrillator pads on a baby. That advice will come to you from the emergency service, and they'll coach you and counsel you on what you're doing there. I hope that's been useful to you. I'm going to stop there now. Please remember, let me have any questions. I'll answer your questions or give you any extra information that you might want. And remember this, that although these situations are distressing, you having an intervention increases the possibility of a successful outcome. So remember that little bit of information, and hopefully it will help you to, or motivate you to carry on and do something for collapsed babies or casualties in a pediatric emergency. So I'm hoping that's going to be useful to you, or in fact I hope you never have to use it, but if you do have to use it, I'm hoping that you can spread the word and make it of use, and then people in the community will have the skills to help out if they do come across an emergency. Thank you, take care.